The question we're going to ask today is, does providing safe infrastructure get more kids riding to school? And the answer is, I have no idea. But I've been riding along here for a couple of months now, and if I come along this path kind of around 8 o'clock in the morning, or between 8 and 9 I guess, then yeah, I see quite a lot of kids riding. I haven't done counts, and I don't know as a proportion of kids at the schools along here how many are riding, etc. You know, it's not like I'm sitting here on the side of the path with a camera photographing everyone that goes past. And I just thought I'd show that these crossings can be a little bit annoying at times. You know, this is 2 for 2 so far, where a driver has just decided to block the path. But you know, we're flexible, we're manoeuvrable, we can get around these idiots without any problems. Now, what we should start to see as we're coming along here are some school kids riding to and from schools. This one was a little bit trickier, but you know, it's 2 lanes of traffic, so you've got to watch for both lanes of cars, so you don't get clobbered. That would be not a good idea. Anyway, yes, there we have a couple of school kids with mum on their way, and what I have noticed is a lot of the kids are riding on their own, and some of these kids I reckon would be primary school age. You know, obviously, I guess if they're 8 or 9 years old, they're probably riding with one of their parents. But you know, it seems that because this path is just continuous with only those 3 crossings there to really worry about, parents can be pretty confident they can stick their young kids on this path and they can just make their own way to school. And look, they get in there in all sorts of ways. There was one parent there with one of those what do you call them, attach the kid to the back of your seat post type arrangements. Here's a girl who's, I don't know, 10, 11, 12, riding to school on her own. When you see things like that, it certainly gives me confidence that this is pretty safe infrastructure and parents are happy for their kids to ride to school. Now, that kid there decided to not come up to the school crossing that they'd cut across a bit earlier. That's where one of the schools is. And there's other schools around the place where you know, you'll see, even if there's no bike path, you'll see parents riding with their kids on the footpath, and sometimes the kids aren't riding, they're sitting on the side of the path like that kid there, looking at their phone, maybe waiting for their mates to turn up. Yeah, it's interesting in the mornings that around this time the mix seems to be, I don't know, about 40% school kids, 60% adults. Yeah, it's interesting. Now, the other thing you might have noticed is a couple of these upright scooters, and they're reasonably popular around here as well. And they can hike along. I reckon they can do well over 30 kilometres an hour, some of these overpowered models. And you know, they're popular on these bike paths. And then we have the underpowered electric models that this kid's riding. You know, just a standard electric scooter. You know, that doesn't scream along like an absolute maniac. You know, just fast enough to get you there in style. Other thing you might notice along here is adults riding in work clothes. This bloke, you know, casual upright bike, no helmet, no worries. Why would you worry about a helmet when you're on a shared path like this and you're going to have absolutely zero interaction with cars? You know, no one's going to come flying out of the bush in a car and take you out. And I guess that's why you also see a lot more women riding to work casually like this as well. So yes, I could go off and do the nerdy thing and take a notebook and count numbers and all the rest of it and see whether, you know, try and do some calculations, but simply just by eyeballing it, there seems to be, you know, quite a popular option is kids riding on these paths.